Good afternoon, everyone. Bronco with Bronco's Gaming World. We're back today with some more Lord of the Rings, the Living Card Game. It is a card game made by Fantasy Flight Games, something that you can go buy a physical copy at any of your local gaming stores. Today we're playing on Octagon, which is how I play all the time on stream, but you can go buy physical copies of this game, and I highly recommend it. It is outstanding. All right, so last week we did the Journey in the Dark. I think we did pretty well on that, even though that was a little bit of a rocky road, but we ended up doing okay. I'm going to bring up the deck that we're going to use today and take a look at that real quick. So here we are. We're going to go with the Breaking the Fellowship today. So our heroes that we're going to run with today are going to be the leadership version of Aragorn. He's a 2/3/2 with 5 hit points. Suited a notable ranger. And he has Sentinel. Not that that really affects anything in a single player game, but it is something he does have. And then response, after Aragorn commits to a quest, he can spend a resource from his resource pool to ready him. So that's a very solid ability. We're running with the Tactics version of Boromir. He's a 1 willpower, 3 attack, 2 defense with 5 hit points. He is Gondor, Noble, and a Warrior. And he has action, raise your threat by 1 to ready Boromir. He'd limit 1 time per phase. And he also has a secondary action, which is I can discard Boromir to deal 2 damage to each enemy engaged with a single player. So he can run to the rescue and explode himself to do a couple of damage. So, and then we're running with our ring bearer today is again Money Baggins, Frodo. He is going to have a 2 willpower, 1 attack, 2 defense, 2 hit points. He is a hobbit and a ring bearer. And he has the planning action, exhaust the 1 ring to add 1 resource to a hero's pool. And then our 4th and final hero of the day is going to be the Black Riders version of Pippin. He is a lore hero with a 2 willpower, 1 attack, and 1 defense with 2 hit points. He has each enemy in play gets +1 engagement cost for each hobbit hero you control, which today will be 2, at least for a little while, and then it'll be probably 1 for a little while. And then he has a response. After I engage an enemy with a higher cost than your threat, I can draw a card. All right, and then we're running light on allies again. We're playing a pseudo-theme deck. I'm not really running a full-blown theme here, but we are going to have a handful of heroes or allies to help us out. We have Elrond. He's going to come in and help us every once in a while to get rid of condition attachments, help us heal or draw if we need to. Galadriel, she's going to show up and find some attachments for us and probably help us quest a little bit. Same thing with Elrond. He'll probably come in and help us quest or defend in critical situations. And both of these allies come in, do something, and then at the end of the turn, they go away. We have Gimli, leadership version of Gimli. Legolas, just like we've had in the previous quest, both Gimli and Legolas, the same versions. We're running a leadership version of the Merry Ally. When he enters play, each unique ally you have can get +1 willpower. And we're running the spirit version of Sam Gamgee here, which he comes in cheap if we control Frodo, so hopefully we find him early before Frodo decides to take a walk. And we can spend a spirit resource to ready him if anybody ends up raising their threat. All right, so we're running Athelos today because it's going to... we got to be able to get rid of condition attachments. We have a couple that are just terrible, one of which is just absolutely awful and can end up killing one of our heroes for the rest of the campaign. It also can heal all of our damage. There's a lot of archery in this one, so we're going to take some damage. The Celebrant Stone, some restricted attachment we're going to give to Aragorn. Fast Hitch for the Hobbits. We're running 1 version of Fellowship of the Ring so that we can get +1 willpower for all of our heroes because the Fellowship is not broken just yet. A pair of Gondorian shields for our pal Boromir. A Protector of Lorien to give most likely to Boromir so that we can discard some cards so he can defend for us some more. The Ring of Bear here to give extra hit points to Aragorn in case we need to soak more damage. Steward of Gondor, just it's their universal resource generation. Unexpected Courage for some action advantage. Then our standard loadout of card draw, Daeron's Runes, Deep Knowledge, Drinking Song, and Foe Hammer. Running one version of Feint just in case there's just too many enemies we can't handle them. 3 up Frodo's Intuition to help us give us that extra willpower we need while he's still around, and some card draw. Running Gondorian Discipline so that we can soak some damage on both Boromir and Aragorn if he has the Steward out. Sterner Than Steel, it allows us to get rid of the absolute worst possible shadow effects by exhausting our weapon or armor. Gladrium's Greeting, totally necessary to keep our threat down because we are going to be spiking threat. And because this deck tends to draw so many cards, I'm going to run a Will of the West so that we can recycle some of our cards. We're also running 3 of the 4 campaign cards here with Anduril, Glamdring, and Sting. Opposed to last week where we beefed up Frodo to be the monster tank, we're not going to run the Mythal Shirt today. I just don't see a need for it. And he is really a secondary character in this one because halfway through the game he's going to take a walk and disappear. So he's not going to be around to help us much. But that's the deck we're going to run today. Hopefully it works out pretty good. I've play tested it a little bit. It seems to function okay. This quest here has a humongous amount of enemies, like an absolute huge amount of enemies. So it is distinctly possible that we could end up getting overrun. And if that happens, it happens. All right, so here's our setup. So our campaign cards that we have to put out there, we still have Gandalf's Delay. We picked up Overcome by Grief in the Mines of Moria, so we'll be having that hanging around out there. We also picked up Shadow of Fear because of the 2 burdens that we could have picked out of the Mines of Moria. We felt that this one was the weakest. The treat the printed text box of each character as blank. While that does significantly suck, allowing enemies to continuously attack you is poor. I understand that there could be the thought process that if you don't have enemies on you, that card can end up being a flop and do nothing. But man, in the games I've played with it, I've seen it just run roughshod over me when I'm not ready for enemies to attack me again. So I tend to overextend with my heroes and with my characters sometime, and extra attacks that hit me are just bad. So we still have Eaten Alive out there. So it's a burden that's out there. This card isn't that bad. It's the shadow effect from it that's bad. The shadow effect from Shadow of Fear is awful. So in hindsight, that might have been a poor choice, but I guess we're gonna have to deal with it now. And Panicked. Again, this card isn't all that bad for the most part. Though hitting it late in the game, if you're running tight on threat, would be really, really bad. In our favor, we still have Mr. Underhill. So we still can just tell an enemy to stuff it. And we still have Hotom, and there's a good possibility that Hotom may come out in this game. There's a real possibility that could happen. Okay, so there's there's what we're running today. Everything's all set for us to go. Let's jump in and read the campaign card here. I'm going to turn my music here, background music down just a little bit. Hope that's not too distracting. All right. Okay, here we go. We are at the Breaking of the Fellowship. Lord of the Rings Part 6, you're playing campaign mode. Starting with the first player, each player chooses one of the following boon cards: the Vial of Galadriel, the 3 Golden Hairs, Lorien Rope, or Leaf-Wrapped Lembas, and attaches it to a hero he controls. The chosen boon cards have been earned by the players. Shuffle followed by Night and Ill-Fate into the encounter deck. We have put both of those into the encounter deck already, so they are already out there. And we are going to take a look at the boon cards that we get to choose from. We get the 3 Golden Hairs. Add 3 Golden Hairs to the victory display and remove it from the campaign pool to lower each player's threat by 3. Then each player draws 3 cards. Definitely pretty good. The Vial of Galadriel. Add the Vial of Galadriel to the victory display and remove it from the campaign pool. Give each enemy engaged with you -4 attack until the end of the round. So it is a huge defense debuff for them, or huge huge offensive debuff for the enemy. Leaf Raft Lemboss. Add Leaf Raft Lemboss to the victory display and remove it from the campaign pool to ready all heroes in play. It's an extreme amount of action advantage for the Lemboss. And Lorien Rope. Add Lorien Rope to the victory display and remove it from the campaign pool to give each location in the staging area -2 threat until the end of the phase. Honestly, that one's pretty damn weak. It's a toss-up here. It's either the Vial or the Lemboss. Reading all your guys is so good. I don't know, chat. What do we think? You know what? We're gonna go with the Lemboss. We'll give that to Aragorn. We'll go with the Leaf Left Rim Lemboss. I think just action advantage is always better. Always a good call. All right, we'll dump all those over there. All right, here's our flavor text. It says, "But this I will say to you, your quest stands upon the edge of a knife. Stray but a little, and it will fail to the ruin of all." That is a quote from Galadriel in the Fellowship of the Ring. Right over here we have the Great River. Quest 1A says, having barely escaped from Moria, the Company of the Ring flees into the Forest of Lorien, where they are welcomed by the elves of the Golden Wood and supplied with boats and other gifts by their Lord and Lady Celeborn and Galadriel. Then, after a brief rest, they set out upon the River Anduin. The setup set Frodo's Choice, Seed of Seeing, and Pathgallen aside out of play, and add the Agronoth and Gabir to the staging area. So here's the ones that are set out of play: Frodo's Choice, the Seed of Seeing, which, oh boy, is that location great for us, and the Pathgallen. And then we have the Agronoth. It's immune to player card effects, and the threat is X is the number of players in the game, so it's a threat of 1. As the players cannot travel here while Songabir is in play. While the Agronoth is active, we skip the combat phase. And the flavor text on it says, "Behold the Agronoth, the Pillars of Kings," from Aragorn in the Fellowship of the Ring. Songabir is a 3 threat, 4 quest points to get through. Is immune to player card effects. Forced when Songabir is explored, deal 1 damage to each exhausted character. That is terrible. Especially in this quest where there's a lot of archery damage. Says, boats of elves would not sink, maybe, he said, but that does not say that we should come through Songabir alive. None have ever done so yet. From Boromir in A Fellowship of the Ring. All right, so we're going to flip to stage 2 or 1B. So it is the Great River. So the company went on their long way down the wide hurrying waters, borne ever southwards. Bare woods stalked along the Everbank, and they could not see any glimpse of the lands beyond. As enemies get +2 defense and cannot be engaged, we skip the encounter phase while we're at this stage, and the players cannot advance while the Agronoth is in play. All right. So let's I'm going to situate this a little bit. We're going to put our perpetual burdens up here. So the Gandalf's Delay and Overcome by Grief. We're going to hang out up there. We're going to shuffle these into the encounter deck because they're terrible for us. Shuffle. I'm going to attach Mr. Underhill to Frodo. And we drew our hand, so let's take a look at our hand. I know you're supposed to draw your hand and do all the crap with your hand before you set up, but that always seemed kind of weird and funky. Oh, okay, so Fast Stitch, Kelburn Stone, Andruil. It definitely didn't get us a lot of our It got us some of our pieces. Got us the Kelbrin Stone, which is huge. We did get some Frodo's Intuition, which will help us. Legolas is close on board. Andurill's huge. I mean, right there, that's 3 willpower on Aragorn if we can get him out. And a fast hitch is always nice. You know what, though? I'm not so sure that this gives us all the pieces we need. We really need like a Gondorian shield, resource generation. I don't have a ton of resource generation, but there is some in here. We're going to mulligan it. Especially since I've got a dead card in my hand of this with the second Kelbrin Stone, and I'm going to be a ways away from getting Legolas on the board. Let's see what we get this next time. Shuffle them up and deal. Whole bunch of card draw. Wow, that hand's way worse. All right, we'll put Hotom in our hand, and we're off and ready to go. So here we go. Turn 1 for us. Generate all of our resources. And I am going to exhaust the 1 ring for Money Baggins and give that to Aragorn. We're going to play right out of the box. We're going to play Daeron's Runes to draw 2 and discard 1. I will discard Hotom. So Hotom is gone. He's not going to be used today. Then I will play Daeron's Rune a second time. 2. Ouch. What's funny is Sting is probably the least useful because Frodo's going to go away later. So having it allows me to use Faux Hammer, but that's all right. Okay, so right out of the box here, we're going to go with the Kelbrin Stone on Aragorn. Give him +2 willpower. It's huge for us. Will of the West in my opening hand is unfortunate. I think that's about all we can do. I drew a bunch of cards and it didn't help. Should have just stuck with the original hand I had, apparently. Okay, here we go. All right, we're going to quest. We're facing 1, 4, so we're questing against 4. We need 12 to get through here. We actually need 12, 16, 18 to get through stage 1 here. And the slower we go, the more freaking bad things happen to us. Okay, so let's commit to the quest. With no enemies out there, we're going to just brawl and we're just going to go for it. So 4, 6, 8, 9. 9 versus 4. Here we go. Right out of the box, we pull the Panicked. So we surge and we raise our threat by 3. Cool. And the surge will surge into... Wow, they don't pull any punches. The Uruk-hai Captain. He's a toughness 2. He can't have attachments. And allies pretty much can't defend against him. Fewer hit points than him. So only beefy allies can defend against him. Good thing is I have a handful of beefy allies. The downside is I don't have any of them out. All right, so that is a 7 for them, and we have a 9. So we do get 2 progress. Lost a character. The real issue is if I don't start pushing, we're gonna get locked down. Can't engage him, so he just sits. But we are gonna make that active. We can't engage him, so he just sits there. He doesn't have any archery, which is good. All right, that's going to do us. I think that's our turn. So here we go. Up we go. Accidentally drew an extra card there, so I'll put that back. I don't know why I did that. That was weird. It actually messed up the whole thing there. I've got to backtrack here. It spit out. It did it twice. That was probably my bad, not the game's. Okay. Wow, my hand is poor. All right, the one ring will give a resource to Boromir, so we're one closer to putting Legolas on the board. I will put the Ring of Bear here on Aragorn so that he gets his lore resource, and now he gets +1 hit point per artifact, which he currently has 2. So he has 7 hit points, which is super nice for us. Okay. Yeah, my hand is poor. All right, that's it for us. So because we can't fight anybody, we're gonna push 9 guys out. So we're at 9. 9 against 3, 4. 9 against 4. Hoping for a treachery that doesn't kill us too bad. Or, an orc. All right, so he's a 1-threat orc. It's +2 attack against characters with 2 or fewer hit points. So again, you can jump block in against him. Pretty much guarantees he kills guys. He does have archery 1. He has surge, so he surges. Cool. So he surges into the River Anduin. That's terrible. End of the travel phase. Each player at this stage raises the threat by 1. Then the River Anduin moves to... All right, so they picked up 3 threat. So again, they are looking at 7 versus 9 versus 7. We did not advance past Sarngabir, which is okay because I don't want all my guys to take a point of damage. I would prefer they don't. All right, at the beginning of this is the travel phase, so we will raise our threat by 1. And then the archery will do a point of damage. Aragorn will take it since he's got 2 free ones. So far, guys, it's not looking great. That is the end of the turn. So we are going to ready for the next round. Everything's good. Okay. We drew the Athelos. That's huge. Another huge thing is we've got enough to play Legolas. And we will do so. And we'll use one of Mary's. Put the Athelos into play on Aragorn, since he is the only one you can put it on. Because he is a Dunedain. That's all we can do. The rest of my cards are junk for right now. They do not help me. Okay. We are going to take some damage, though, and I don't like that. There's not a lot I can do about it. All right, so here we go. 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 against 7. That's poor. We're hoping to win by 2. So we can get out of Sarngabir so I can get that River Anduin out of there. Boom. Peril and Surge. Ill Fate attached as a... here you control. Cancel the condition attachment with Forced. After a character you control is destroyed, raise your threat by 2. Alright. Ill Fate sounds good to put that on Boromir, just from a thematic standpoint. So he will get Ill Fate. And it surges into... Orcs of the White Hand. When revealed, remove all damage from each enemy at this stage. Each enemy at this stage gets +1/+1/+1 until the end of the round. So that card flops because I can't do anything. I mean, it does give them all of those things. It does give them +1 threat. So 1/2 threat. So that card gives them 2 threat. So we win by 1, which does not get us out of Sarngabir. That is frustrating. And that's it. We'll have to raise our threat by 1 for the stupid River Anduin. And that is going to do it. Can't engage anybody. I do have an archery, so I have to take an archery damage. Aragorn will take it again. God, we got to get out of here. Here we go. Fast Hitch. Not a great card pool for us, but we'll pay for it and put it on Mary so that when we are fighting and stuff, he might be able to do something. Man, our hand is poor. Got the faux hammers, but no weapons, which is fun. Grab that. We don't forget it if it shows up. I don't know what else we can do, guys. It's going to be the same. 10. We'll go 10 on 7. Hope that we draw something that works for us. Otherwise, we're just going to grind to a halt here. Yep. All right, so we got when revealed, discard ally we control. That's absolutely terrible. Okay. Takes us down to 9. Oh, man. He's only worth 1, though, so we do win by 2, which is enough to get us through Sarngavir. And give us 1 on the regular quest. 1 and 1, so we'll have to put a damage on everybody. So everybody takes 1. I may rephrase, we don't get to put 1 on the quest. We only get 1 on Sarngavir. But that will get rid of Sarngavir. He goes to the victory display. Go ahead and ready here. I will not go to the Argonauts. I will go to River Anduin this time. The only hard part is skips the combat phase, which means we don't get shot by archery. All right, we'll go to the Argonauts. Because now we're at the combat phase. We'll raise our threat for the River Anduin. We're in the combat phase, and guys are going to keep getting shot here. Aragorn will take 2 more hits. I forgot to exhaust the 1 ring to give myself an extra resource. Too bad. All right, and that's the end of the turn because I still cannot engage anybody. Ready for the next round. Gimli. Money Baggins will put the 1 on Aragorn, and he will put Gimli into play and hope that we don't have him get killed like Legolas. So Ill Fate says when a character you control is destroyed. The same thing here with Overcome by Grief. It says after a character you control is destroyed. So when this guy came in, it says discard an ally you control. It does not say destroy an ally you control. So Legolas didn't die. He just fell out of a boat and is not with us right now. So, all right. So we get Gimli out. From a questing standpoint, he's a lot more helpful. But I can tell you what, my deck is stalled out like a mofo right now because I need my card draw, and there's a bunch of it in there. Just not finding what I need right now. All right, so they are looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're still sitting at 7. I can still quest with my full power here, which is 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 now, because Gimli's a little bit of a better quester. 1 card, let's go. Hold our breath. There we go. We get a Urukai Hunter. He's Peril, Toughness 1. When revealed, either choose a player to reveal another encounter card, or the Urukai Hunter makes an immediate attack against you. I'll go ahead and take the immediate attack. So I will spike my threat by 1, which is getting ugly, to raise Boromir. And Boromir will defend his immediate attack, because drawing an extra card is terrible. No shadow. He hits for 4. Boromir defends for 2, so he takes 2 more points of damage. Yeah, I told you damage is going to be a bitch today. Oh man. Okay, so far this has not gone great. So he's worth 2, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. We win by 2. That is enough to get rid of the Argonath. which means that we will take archery damage. Cool. 1-2 archery damage. Aragorn will take 1 because he's got 7 hit points. Gimli will take 1. We're getting close to it being ugly though, like real ugly. All right, there's a possibility that this may we may have to reboot. All right, well, we'll travel to the River Anduin to get rid of that out of the get that out of the way. But we're looking at 4 freaking enemies up there. 2 of them are archery enemies. I can't do anything about them either. You get +2 attack while they're in the staging area. I can't. There is no encounter phase, so I can't even drag them. I can't do anything. All right, so that's the end of the turn. We did take our archery damage. Ready for the next round. Here we go. Hey, Legolas came back. I always like that. We'll exhaust the 1 ring for Money Baggins to give that to Boromir, so Boromir can give Legolas. Legolas has swam back to the boat after he fell out of it a little while ago. So that'll put Legolas back into play, which helps. Those are good things. Those help. I should have Gondori and disciplined that attack. That's okay. Gives us more damage too that I can dump for the archery that's coming through. That's all I can do. My hand is stalled so bad. I'm pretty much top decking at this point, which that's not doing us any good. All right, they are at a 2, 3, 4, 7. 7. I will quest for 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We pop a treachery that isn't terrible. We'll be all right. Here we go. Boom. Another enemy. Cool. Discard an ally you control. You gotta be shitting me, Joker. Okay. And he's archery. Son of a bitch. If I discard Legolas, Legolas is gone. He's gone because I don't have any more in my deck. I'm gonna go with Gimli. Worth 1. So I would only win by 2. If I discard him, I would win by 3. All right. Yeah, Gimli's got to go. So Gimli gets discarded again. Discarded, not destroyed. So we are now at 10. They are at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. We win by 2. 1, 2. 2 is not good enough. The sheer volume of enemies. Holy shit. And they are archery enemies. Before things go too crazy, I'm going to discard my Athlos on Aragorn to heal all of his wounds. Alright, we have an archery 1, 2, 3 coming. Travel phase, we're still on the river. Here we go. Archery 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're in trouble. Things are going to go pear-shaped, and I think we may have to reboot, guys. We'll just have to see, though. All right, that's the end of the turn. Because we're also threading up here. Like, the quest has literally got us locked. All right, here we go. Fast hitch does not help us. All right, Money Baggins will dump 1 over onto Aragorn. We'll go ahead and play the fast hitch for why not? Why the hell not? Put it on Frodo. Not sure we're going to get any farther than where we were, so. Hmm. All right, requesting for 10. I can't do anything else. We're stuck. It's stuck. It's got us stuck. We can't get out. We cannot get out. Here we go. Reveal encounter card. Boom. Wooded shoreline. A wooded shoreline gains archery 2. This, to travel there, we have to go find an enemy and put it in the staging area. And he's a 3, so now we actually lose the quest too. We're like going to lose the quest to boot. So we're dead here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, so we lose the quest. The quest for 10. They quest for 11, so we actually lose the quest. It threats up 1. I can't do anything more. If my deck doesn't actually give me what I need, we're dead in the water. So that's the end of the quest phase. We lost that. We're looking at archery 2, 3, 4, 5. I got to take 5 shots. Yeah, that's going to do it. All right, guys, that's going to end our quest here because I can take, let me see here. I can take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. Next turn, we're going to lose. We'll find out. Let's play it out. All right, that's the end of everything. I still can't encounter anybody, so these guys just sit up there. They just sit and rot. We are ready for the next round. Nope. Nope. We would add one here. Not that one. I can't even. Yeah, man, my holy cow. Yeah, and I can't even outquest what's sitting on the board, so we're only going to get worse. All right, so we're going to reset that. We'll soft reset this because that's the end of that. The breaking the fellowship, they broke us. They broke us before we got to break. We'll reset. And I'll get it all set back up again. Man, that was brutal. All right, let's look at all the cards. Yeah, that was rough, guys. That was way rough. Woo. Still going to choose Lemboss. I'm not going to change that. I wouldn't say it's off and on. It's hard. It's not the most difficult. My deck just failed to function. I mean, I literally just drew everything that was situational and nothing that was universally helpful, which I have way more things that are universally helpful than situational, and it just didn't go that way. I literally had the cards that only work when I have weapons, and I had no weapons. I have a couple of those in the entire deck, and they came up, or things that only get rid of damage when when I take a certain amount of damage, and I wasn't taking the right kind of damage. So it was just a mess universally, and it happens. I mean, the game's designed to be difficult because it's an encounter deck versus live humans, so it's tough. So we'll restart and see what happens. Like I was watching a guy on YouTube this week who plays Lord of the Rings. That's kind of like what they do on their channel over. It's called Cardboard of the Rings. He's doing a Fellowship of the Ring, like a thematic run, and he was playing Helm's Deep this week, and Helm's Deep beat him in like the first 5 minutes, like, and dead. So it happens. All right. Pull those in. We'll see what happens. So I'm gonna play it till I beat it. I've played it enough times and I've beaten it enough times. I know what to do. It's just gotta cooperate. It's gotta cooperate. All right, let's look at our opening hand here. All right, so our opening hand's sitting there with a couple of things that were killing us to begin with, which was the Cernunnon Steel and the Gondorian Discipline, both of which are great cards, but they're not going to help us right now. Drinking Song will allow us to cycle those. The tough part is I don't have anything sitting in my opening hand right now that will help me right off the bat. I mean, the Ethlos is nice, but I am going to mulligan this and hope that we get something a little bit better. Here we go. And boom, there we go. It's better. I wouldn't say it's great, but it's better. All right, so Moneybaggins, he's going to give one to Aragorn so he can drop the Kelbrin Stone out again. We're starting very similar to the last game. That's okay because we do have Sam sitting there ready to come out next turn. We also have Andruil, which we can put Andrew out right now, and I'm going to. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put Andruil out right now. And Andruil gives Aragorn +1, +1, +1. So he actually has +3, +1, and +1. Next turn he'll get the Ring of Barahir, which will give him +3 hit points. So he'll have 8 hit points, which is good. I think that's all we can do because we have no resources left. We're looking at 4. Drawing in the last game, drawing the enemy, the one of the beefier enemies right off the bat, the top guy, also did not help us. All right, so here we go. We're going to reveal our encounter card for the turn. All right, so we're going to quest real quick for 2, 3, 8, 9, 10. So we're 10. 10 is good. We'll reveal our encounter card. Boom, encounter card. It's eerily familiar to the previous game because that's the first card I dropped off the first game too. We'll raise our threat by 3. And it surges into another card. So we raise our threat by 3. And it surges into... hey, that's a dead card. That's good. So Orcs of the White Hand. When revealed, remove all damage from each enemy at the stage, and each enemy at the stage gets +1 threat, +1 attack, and +1 defense to the end of the round. There are no enemies, so that actually works out. That's a dead card. So we ended up starting the game with Panic, just like we did last time, but we surged into Orcs of the White Hand, which is nothing. That's a dead card. It's a terrible card later on. If I have a whole bunch of enemies, it's absolutely awful. But right now, when I have no enemies, it's amazing for us. So we win that. Yeah, Bohica. Always Bohica in pretty much any game I play. All right, so we win by 6. So we'll put 6 progress up here. 1, 2, 6. We win by 6. That's good. That gets us halfway through. We'll travel to Sarngabir. Let's try to get that thing out of the way before things get out of hand. That will be the end of our turn, so we are going to ready for the next round. And stand everybody up. We find Mary. Mary ain't coming out because we're going to put Sam and the Ring of Barahir out. So Moneybaggins is going to give a resource to Aragorn. Aragorn's going to pay 1 for Sam because Sam only costs 1 if I control Frodo. So he showed up on time. So we'll get Sam out there. And then because I have the Celebrant Stone, I have Spirit now. I will play the Ring of Bear here on Aragorn, who is just a beef house right now. And that gives Aragorn 8 freaking hit points. And he can also spend his resources on lore and spirit and leadership cards. So he's good. He's good to go. He's got his sword out there, which is also positive. Yeah, also, it is one way that I can attack guys in the staging area, because if they attack me from up there, because there is an enemy that can make an attack on me as soon as he shows up, I can defend with Aragorn and actually attack him back. So we'll see. Merry's nice, but not essential. He's been there more for thematic reasons than anything else. Galadriel would be nice because she can go surf for some cards that we might need to help us out. All right, but we're in good shape right now. There's only one in the staging area against us. The tough part is we're going to take some damage just by questing, and I don't want to do that, but not a lot I can do. All right, so we're going to commit to the quest. Actually, hold on. So I need him. I'm only facing 1. So Aragorn for sure, because he's going to quest for 5. Sam gives us 2, and he would take a point of damage if he's exhausted. I need to win by 4. I can quest with Frodo because I don't care if he takes a little bit of damage. So that's 5, 7, 8, and I'll spike my threat with Boromir to stand him up. So 8. 8 versus 1. That'll keep some of the squishier guys standing. And I don't have a resource, so Aragorn will take a point of damage if we get through this. Alright, here we go. Encounter card says, boom! Slopes of Amon Hen. It's a 3 threat. To travel there, I must engage an enemy in the staging area, so no big deal. Alright, so we have an 8 versus 4, so we win by 4. We're right on the button. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have succeeded in getting through Sarngabir. It says when Sarngabir is explored, deal 1 damage to each exhausted character, so we are going to do a damage to Aragorn. And to Frodo. Frodo takes a damage. We can't have Frodo die, though, because if he dies, then we lose. He just straight up we lose. And that goes to the victory display. And we will we'll go to the Slopes of Amon Hen, because there's no reason not to, because there are no enemies. And it gets it out of the staging area. It says a player must at this staging area must engage an enemy in staging area to travel here. There aren't any, so I would if I could. So that's our travel phase. There are no enemies. I can't engage them anyway. So we're off to the next turn. Ready for the next round? And stand everybody up. I see no reason not to give a resource to Aragorn and not put Merry out. Merry will come out. That way I can discard Merry if I need to, and he gives +1 willpower to allies that are to unique allies the turn he comes out. Aragorn is again going to beef up with getting his Athlos to help heal. And we're in good shape. We're looking again at only 1 in the staging area. We need 3 to get through the slopes, and I need 6 to get through here. So if I quest hard enough, I can get through both without any enemies being out there, which would be huge. Absolutely huge. All right, so we're going to commit to our quest here. 3, 6, 7, 8, 13, 14, 15. I'll leave Boromir up, just in case something crazy happens. We're at 15 to 1. That's enough to get us through. It's got to be enough. Bam. Growing threat. Peril. When revealed, either move 1 enemy engaged with you to the first player staging area, or growing threat gains Doom 2 and Surge. So it's a Doom 2 and Surge. The Doom 2 will raise our threat by 2. And it surges into another card. And second encounter card is another Slopes of Amon Hen, which is great. Perfect. The only concern that I have right now is that my threat's getting up there a little bit. So it's a 15 to 4, so we win by 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have succeeded in getting going down the Great River. The slopes of Amen are discarded. We advance to the next quest phase. The next quest phase says the company's divided. Frodo's going to go for a walk. So the company divided. The river has carried the company as far as it can, and the time has come for Frodo to choose which way to go. He asks for an hour to decide, but after he disappears, orcs are discovered prowling the woods, and the company scatters to find him. When revealed, remove the ring bearing each card attached to it from the game. Treat the One Ring's text as blank while resolving this effect. Reduce each enemy's engagement cost to 0 until the end of the encounter phase, and we skip the travel phase this round. So there's no travel phase. Frodo's going to go on a walkabout. So we'll go put him over here. He goes on a walkabout. There are no enemies in the staging area. That's big for us, but we do skip a travel phase. And here we go. It says, at the end of the refresh phase, shuffle Seed of Seeing and Frodo's Choice into the encounter discard pile. Then place the encounter discard pile at the bottom of the encounter deck. Starting with the first player, each player creates his own staging area and advances to a different stage 3 of his choice. In player order, each player moves one encounter card from the staging area to his. When there are no encounter cards left at the staging area, discard it. All right, so that's the catch right there. So there's 4 different stage 3As. So we'll put those out here because I'm going to have to pick one because there is no travel phase. So we're all the way to the end of the turn already because there's no enemies. Oddly enough, the last game I had nothing but enemies. This one I have 0 so far. They'll be showing up. I guarantee you they will be showing up. All right, so now we'll take the encounter discard pile. Got a spot for that here. I'll drag it over here. It's small too. The encounter discard pile is little. And then it says put Frodo's Choice and Seed of Seeing. Boy, I hope we find Seed of Seeing. Seed of Seeing lets me get rid of a burden card permanently if I explore it. All right, and put these on the bottom of the encounter deck. So we're going to go through the encounter deck a lot. All right, so let's flip these over and see, because these all say the same thing. It says, after stage 2 is discarded, if the total threat of encounter cards in the staging area is less than 4 reveal encounter card, it is actually 4. And I'm cheating. I cheated like a mofo, and I have to rewind, because I forgot that I had not gone through the Argonath yet. So we will stop. Halt! We will halt it all. I have to backtrack. My bad, folks. I am cheating like a mofo. Frodo's Choice would have been the last card of the deck. Put him over. Let's see. The last 4 cards were in the discard pile. I apologize about that, folks. I have to unwind what I have done because did not do it the right way. Sometimes I get excited because things are going actually in a positive direction. All right, so we did 14 onto the Great River, which is fine, but we have not got through the Argonath. So we have to go to the Argonath. Off we go, make it active. Oh, I get Frodo back for a little while too. I forgot about that. Here you go. Come on back, buddy. He comes back for a minute. My bad. Back. Back. All right, so here we go. We got to straighten out. Sorry about that. Alright, so that's going to be... We traveled to Argonath. There are no enemies. 3 threat in the staging area. We are ready to refresh for the next round. Everybody's up. Alright, so we drew Daeron's runes. We will definitely play Daeron's runes right now. To draw 2. 1, 2. And discard a card. I'll discard Hotom. I will play Deep Knowledge, which will spike my threat by 2. 1, 2. To draw 2. Go to the west and another Deep Knowledge. Ooh boy, man. Alright. I'll do it again. Just hopefully I find my Galadrim's Greetings. There's one right there. Holy Deep Knowledge. Okay. I'm a glutton. We're gonna do it again. Alright, we're good. Moneybaggins will exhaust to give Aragorn a resource. Boromir will play Gondorian Shield on himself. That increases his defense to... Got Gondorian Shield here. He is a Gondor character, so he gets +2 defense instead of +1. So it gives him a defense of additional 2. Almost want to drag my feet a little because I have not found my resource generation yet. But my threat is up, and I can lower it a little bit with Galadrim's Greetings next turn because Aragorn will pay for that. You gotta pay 2 for Lamdring on Boromir, don't we? Got to. Now he's got a sword and shield up, so he's ready to rock. He's freaking beef house. He's a defense 4, attack 5, 5 hit points. He's ready to sacrifice himself for the greater good. I think that's all we can do. We're going to commit to our quest. 2, 4, 6, 11, 12, 13. 13. You know what? I don't need that much. Really don't. 2, 4, 6, 8. I only need to win by 2. Yeah, I think we're good at just throwing 8 at it. Well, the hobbits will quest for us. Aragorn and Boromir are going to be ready to do, I don't know what, nothing. The hobbitses will do the job for us. And Frodo had a damage on. Counter card says an orc, 1 threat. He surges, he has archery. So he surges into discard an ally you control. Fuck. Okay. So we'll discard Mary. He just goes away. So he's worth 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we win. We win by whoop? By 1. And I only have 6, 2, 4, 6. Argonath goes 1. Things went pear-shaped again. I just messed up. I screwed myself over. I have screwed myself over. We have archery 2 coming at us. Aragorn will take those. There is no combat. Actually, there is no archery because there is no combat phase. So there's no combat phase. I can't travel because I'm at the Argonath. There is no encounter phase. There is no combat phase. So they don't shoot me. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or 5. That's the end of the turn. Ready? There's a good card. Up. Money Baggins will get 1 to Boromir to get Legolas on the board. I'll do 2 from Aragorn to give him unexpected courage, so that he can not have to spend his resources to stand up. Still okay on my threat for 1 more turn here. Okay, so we still need to win by 1, just 1 on the Argonath. They're at 5 threat. So Sam, Frodo, Pip give us 6. Aragorn gives us 11, and he'll stand up with his unexpected courage. 11. I only need to win by 1. With Boromir and Legolas up, we're in good shape. Here comes our encounter card. Ill Fate, it surges. We'll throw Ill Fate onto Boromir because that's kind of thematic for him. So after a character I control is destroyed, I raise my threat by 2. So far, so good. But it does surge, so it surges into Eaten Alive, so it surges. The first player must deal X damage divided among heroes he controls, where X is the number of players in the game. So Aragorn will take 1 from the bees, and it surges into the River Anduin. Sucks. Okay. So they are at a 7 versus our 11, so we win by 4. That will push the Argonath out of here. The victory display. That immediately triggers the Great River to finish. So now we'll do all the other things. So we get, these are going to show up here. I'm actually going to get to fight, though. I have to fight some guys now, because those guys are going to come. They're going to come at us, bro. So we have the company divided. Shows up here. It says remove the ring bearer and each card attached to it from the game. So bye-bye, Frito. He's going to go take a nap. Go on your walkabout, Frito. All the enemies are 0, so they're going to come on down, which is fine. And then at the end of the turn, we will put Frodo and stuff on the bottom of the deck and do all that crap. 2, 5. So it's wiser not to travel, because then I won't have to draw another encounter card, so I will not travel. And we are looking at these dudes coming on down to attack us. They have archery 2, so they will do some damage to us. I think I forgot to remove 1 the last time, so there's the 2. Alright, to get we do get, does it say it reduces their engagement cost to 0? I think it did. But just to make sure. It does. So I don't get the benefit from Mary's card draw ability. Alright, so he's a 44, so he gets a shadow card. 33 gets a shadow card. Alright, we're going to defend it here. Boromir will defend for 4 against his 4. No threat, so we bounce that attack. Discard that. Aragorn will defend this guy for 3. Do I want to do that? I think I do. Because he would defend it, bounce it, and he would fight back for 4. Not enough to kill him. I want to kill both these guys. Boromir will be able to stand up. I can do it this turn. Alright, we're going to gamble. I'll leave Aragorn up. Boromir will stand, and he'll defend this guy's attack as well. He attacks for 3, plus Shadow card, 3. Again, gets +1, +2. Instead of defending character has fewer printed hit points. He does not. So he gets +1, so it's still a 4. It still bounces. And I will raise my threat yet again. So ready Boromir. And Boromir, with his disgusting 5 attack, will hit this guy. For 5, he's got a defensive 1, so 4 goes through, his toughness takes 1, and then 3 other damage goes through and kills this clown. So he dies, and then because I have Glamdring, I will get to draw a card. So he was an orc enemy, draw a card. Boom, Frodo's Intuition does us no good whatsoever. Alright, and then I've got Aragorn and Legolas over here. They'll combine to hit him for 4, 7. So he's got a defense of 1, so 6 gets through. He's a toughness of 1. So 5 gets through. 5 does his 4, and he dies. Bye-bye. We discard that. Legolas says that if he helps destroy an enemy, I get to draw a card. Boom. Nice card draw, 2 dead cards. Excellent. All right, that's the end of the turn. So now we will shuffle all of Frodo's cards and stuff, or the encounter discard pile, and everything gets put in with Frodo's Choice and the Seeking Stones, or Stones of Seeking, and put on the bottom of the deck. And then we will advance to a different 3A. And I already know which one I'm going to choose, which is the one that helps me lower my threat, because my threat is out of hand. Shuffle. Shuffle. And then I will move them to the bottom of the encounter deck. Move all to the bottom of the encounter deck bottom. All right. And now we get to pick which one of these we want to go to. It says forced after stage 2B is discarded, which it is. If the total threat of encounter cards in the staging area is less than 4, reveal an encounter card. It is not. It is 5. So I will not reveal an encounter card. And they all say that. They all have the same text. So I will flip these over and pick which one I want. Orc Hunting says after Frodo's Choice is revealed at this stage of event 4A. They all say that. After you quest successfully discard an enemy engaged with a player. That one's nice. After you quest successfully discard a non-unique location in the staging area. So if you are location locked, this helps a lot. This one says, guarding the hobbits. After you quest successfully, choose a player and ready each of that player's heroes, which is amazing. But I'm going to pick the Seat of Amon Hen. It says, after you quest successfully, choose a player and that player draws 2 cards and lowers his threat by 2. I will be taking that one. So I will go to this stage 3B. Because 3A says that I go to... I'll flip it just so we can see it again, because I want to read the flavor text. Alright, it says, the Seat of Amon Hen. I'm going to the top, the Seat of Amon Hen, to see what may be seen. And look, it is as my heart guessed, Frodo went up this way. Follow me and keep your eyes open. From Aragorn and the Fellowship of the Ring. After stage 2B is discarded, if the total threat and encounter cards in the staging area is less than 4, reveal an encounter card. It is 5, so I do not need to reveal an encounter card. Company Divided goes to the victory display. It's out of here. If Frodo's Choice is not in play, anytime the players would place progress on this quest, discard an equal number of cards from the encounter deck instead. After Frodo's Choice is revealed at this stage, advance to stage 4A. And then, as we talked about just a second ago, after you quest successfully, choose a player, and that player draws 2 cards and lowers his threat by 2. Which we will desperately need because we're going to be at 48 here in a minute. All right, that is the end of the turn, so everybody's going to ready up. Raise our threat by 1. And refresh all our guys. Desperately need to lower our threat. Like, desperately. All right, we'll play Daeron's Runes. Lets us draw 2 cards and discard a card. I will discard Sam, since we already have Sam. Unfortunately, I forgot to play my Foe Hammer. That would have let us draw some cards too. My mistake. Oh. Gonna have one more turn. We're gonna be so close to threading out, it's not even funny. We could lose, actually, if I thread out. If the encounter deck doesn't cooperate, I could lose. There's not a lot of things that increase threat in here, but there is a couple. So we're gonna have to dodge that bullet. Because that would really suck. I'd hate for that to happen. That'd be just a play error on my part. Not a whole lot we can do with our hand right now. We've got some pieces in there that we can do some stuff with, but not just yet. So we're looking at 5 in the staging area. So we're going to quest pretty hard here. Enemies are going to come at us, though, so we got to be careful. We're going to quest for 2, 7, 8, 9. And I will Unexpected Courage Aragorn up. So we're at a 9 versus a 5. This first one will be tougher because I've got to get these locations out of the way. And counter card coming. So, God, that guy sucks so bad. Archery X, or when revealed, discard ally you control. That's freaking brutal. Oh, man. Alright, so Legolas goes away. He's an archery 1. He has a threat of only 1, though, as well, so we win by 3. Allows us to discard the top 3 cards, because we win by 3. Which, obviously, we know that will not get us what we need, because it's a long ways down the hole. Alright, we'll get this out of the staging area. Active. He is a threat 44, so he'll come at us. He'll shoot, and I will take a shot on Aragorn with his archery. Shadow card will be defended by Boromir. He ain't going to get up to help us this time. +1. +2 if he had fewer hit points. He does not, so he does hit Boromir for 1, though, because it does get through. Alright. Discard that. And we'll attack him for 4 from Aragorn. So 3 gets through, minus toughness, so he takes 2 damage. Nothing else I can do about that. And that's not damage, that's progress. Let's get that. Let's change that to the right token. Alright, and that's going to be the end of the turn. So we will ready for the round. What's this at? 49? Right off the bat, we're going to play the Galadrin's Greeting to drop our threat by 6. 5, 6, that's huge. I see no reason not to play Drinking Song right now. So we will Drinking Song. Drinking Song lets us shuffle our hand into our deck and draw the same number of cards +1 if I have some Hobbitses, which I do. There we go. Another Galadrin's Greeting is nice. We'll play Protector of Lorien on Boromir since he is our defender. I'll play Daeron's Runes to draw 2 and discard a card. Another Galadrin's Greeting is fantastic. Discard the Gondorian Shield because I don't see me using it. I will pay 2 from Merry, or from Pip, to put Sting on him, which is funny. But that will give him +1, +1, +1, which is really all I'm looking to get out of that. All right, that's all I can do. I've got everything else that I need in my hand. I just need the resources, which I can't believe I haven't found a Steward of Gondor yet. I'm almost halfway through my deck, and there's 3 of them in my deck. I have yet to find one. All right, so here we go. We are facing only 3 in the staging area. I do have an enemy on me, though, so I've got to be prepared to handle him. So 2, 7, 10. And I will stand up Aragorn. Oh, I quested successfully. I need to. I forgot that I quested successfully the last turn. I'm going to lower my threat by 2 and draw my 2 cards, but I'm not going to play any of them just because I'm past that, but I forgot. So there we go. I'm going to do that, and now we're just going to continue with our quest phase. 10 against 3. We need 5 just to get through the River Anduin. Here we go. Counter card. Another River Anduin, which is awful. But it's 5 versus 10, so we will get rid of that River Anduin. We discard that. We did successfully quest. So we will lower threat by 2 and draw 2 cards. And then I will travel to the River Anduin again, so I don't have to continue to spike my threat for that son of a bitch. Alright, this guy's on the attack. He's got archery 1. So he will shoot us again. I will put that again on Aragorn. He will get a shadow card. Boromir will defend that. He attacks for 4, plus a shadow card. After this attack, moves the attacking enemy to first player staging area. He's already there, so it doesn't do anything additional. So he hits for 4, which bounces. I will discard that. I will not ready Boromir, but I will attack with Aragorn. And Aragorn hits for 4. His defense is 1, so 3 gets through. His toughness reduces that to 2. 2 get through, and that will kill him. So he dies, and I've got a bunch of crap to do now that has happened. So I will exhaust Anduril to play Foe Hammer, because Foe Hammer lets me draw 3 cards if I exhaust a weapon. 1, 2, 3. 2 Elrons and what the shit? What kind of bullshit is that? I literally have gone through 35 cards in my deck and have not found a single freaking Steward of Gondor, which would have helped. It's not critical to our potential to win, but boy, it would be helpful. All right, that is the end of the turn. So we'll ready. Stand everybody up. Hey, look, Frodo's intuition. Now it's just comical. Because I am struggling for resources right now. Can't even play any of those cards in my head. You know what? I can fuel Boromir's ability to ready himself all day, or to defend all day with the Protector Lorien. I think we're in good shape, though. We're still only facing 3. I got to win by 5. I don't have enough resources to play anybody because, yeah, no. Yeah, no, we're good. So we'll quest for 2, 7, 10. We'll quest for 10 again. Against 3, right? Yep. Here we go. Counter card says, black and feathered arrows until the end of the round. Add 1 to the archery total at this stage for each ally at this stage. So it's an archery 1. How many hit points does Aragorn have? I'm going to check that real quick. He's got 5 to start. 6, 7, 8. So he can take the archery. And that allows us to win this quest by 7, which is huge. So I will lower my threat by 2. Draw 2 cards. Unbelievable. and discard 7 cards from the deck, looking for Frodo's Choice. 3, 5, 6, 7. Not unhappy to see most of that crap go away. The 1 archery, Aragorn will take that hit. Check that. I'm stupid. I can put the 2, 3, 4, 5. I had to put 5 up here. So only 2 cards got taken off the deck. Again, a little clunky, guys. I do apologize, but I'm doing my best here. Okay, now's a good time to go to the Slopes of Amon Hen, because there aren't any enemies, so we will go there and make that the active location. Since I did see those cards, I'm going to shuffle the encounter deck just to make sure that I don't cheat. Doing my best not to cheat. I cannot believe that I have drawn through almost 40 cards and have not found a Steward of Gondor. I did that when I was practicing this deck a little bit. I had that happen with the Gondorian Shield, where I think I drew all the way down to like 5 cards in my deck, and I still didn't find one of the 2 of them that are in the deck. It was ridiculous. Okay, that is the end of the round, because there's no enemies left. I traveled, not fighting anybody, so we're standing. We're pushing forward. We're having a hard time finding Frodo, man. He's out there somewhere. I don't know where. Athelos, nice. Speaking of that, I will discard my Athelos now to heal all 6 wounds on Aragorn. Those will just go bye-bye. Ah, don't drag him. And he's got 2. I will spend 1 to put another Athelos out. The back. It's ridiculous, but I'm gonna freaking Drinking Song. We'll see how this goes. Drinking Song. See what we draw. Boom. There it is. Alright, so I can spend 2 here. We've finally negotiated enough with Gondor to become the temporary steward, so that we can generate some additional resources. We'll exhaust that to generate 2 resources. So I spent 2, generate 2, which is fine. Got our Will of the West in the hand. That's good. Expected Courage. Gimli. So I'll save my resources here so I can get Gimli on board. Fellowship does dead card. That one probably is going to go away, I think. Alright, so that's the end of our resource phase. There's 0 against us. I do need to get through 3 just to get rid of that. But, I mean, I don't see no reason to not quest for 10 again. We quest for 10. Against 0. Counter card. Boom. The Uruk Tracker. So he surges into another card. Into the Black Feathered Arrow, so he increases the number of archery by 1 for each ally, so by 1. So we win by 9, so 3 of those go here. 1, 2, 3. That'll get discarded. All right, and it was 9, so we have 6 more. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. None of those. Cool. Alright. Lower my threat by 2, because we did successfully quest. Lower my threat, and draw 2 cards. We're in good shape. Archery coming in, 2 archery. Aragorn will take those. 1 and 2. Discard that. He's going to come on down. Before I do that, Aragorn will stand. We'll get a shadow card. Boromir will defend that. He attacks for 3. If the defending character has fewer printed hit points than the attacking enemy, this attack is considered undefended. It is not. So we bounce that. So he does nothing when he attacks me. And I will raise my threat by 1 to ready Boromir. And Boromir will slaughter that guy. Well, Boromir and Aragorn will combine and they'll just smoke that dude. So he goes down. Discard that. I will exhaust. Actually, I will draw a card with Glamdring first. Frodo's Intuition. We'll exhaust Glamdring for Bowhammer. Draw 3. 2, 3. And I will also exhaust Anduril. He participated in that attack. Do Foehammer again to draw 3 more. I have all cards ever in my hand now. My hand is monstrous. I have everything I need, other than I need to be able to get my allies in play, so I'm going to... Oh, that's the end of the turn. There's nothing going on. I still have not found Frodo, so he's still hiding. He's on his walkabout out there with Crocodile Dundee, which is fine. We are looking at exhausting the Steward of Gondor to generate 2 resources. And now guys like Galadriel don't do us a whole lot of good. So I will spend 4 of those. 4 to put Gimli into play. So Gimli comes on board. I'll spend my last resource, and I am going to play Will of the West. Will of the West says I shuffle my discard pile into my deck. But Will of the West goes in the discard pile. At least that's how I interpret that. So now I have 24 cards on my deck. That puts guys like Legolas back into where I might be able to draw him. I am going to play Drinking Song now, so that I can try to draw Legolas so I can get him on board. Let's see, where did we get him? It doesn't look like... Oh, we did. We got him. Excuse me. All right, so I'll spend 4 of Boromir's resources. 3, 4 to get Legolas on board. Where did he go? There he is. So there's Legolas. I'll spend 1 of Mary's to put our 3rd and final Athelos on the board. That way we can heal everybody if we need to, or discard attachments. So before the end of the game, I'll make sure I get rid of Ill Fate, just because. Found Hotom, that's also good for us if we need it. Get Drinking Song again, but I don't know what I'd be looking for at this stage. So I think we're good. You know what? I'll spend 1 and put a fast hitch on Mary just so that we have it. That way I can ready him if I need to. All right, we're facing 0. We're in a quest for 2, 4, 2, 4, 9, 12, 12 against 0. Will ready Aragorn and Pip. And Gimli already if an enemy comes off the deck. So here we go. 12 against 0. Boom. We found the horse flies again. So we'll take a damage. And it surges into Frodo's Choice. Hey, there it is. We found it. We have found it. He has made a decision. As if Frodo's Choice is discarded, reveal it instead, so it will become revealed. When revealed, take control of the first player token and the ring bearer, and each card attached to it. Attach the ring bearer for the rest of the game. I cannot lose control of the first player token, so none of that is really relevant for a solo play, but in a multiplayer game, it would matter who gets a hold of him. So here comes the One Ring, and Frito, and Mr. Underhill. So they're back, and this gets attached to him here. And we crushed the living crap out of that quest. So we won by freaking 12. Not that it's relevant, but we immediately advanced to stage 4A. As soon as we find it, all right, so it says after Frodo's Choice is revealed at this stage, advance to stage 4A. So we advance before we complete the quest because it immediately occurs. So we will advance to stage 4A. Deal the next quest. All right. The ring bearer sets out. Now, Sam, said Frodo, don't hinder me. The others will be coming back any minute. If they catch me, I shall have to argue and explain, and I shall never have the heart or the chance to get off. But I must go at once. It's the only way. When revealed, add Pathgallen to the staging area. If this is your quest phase, end the phase. So we do not resolve the quest. We put Pathgallen into the staging area, and we will flip to stage 4B. The ring bearer sets out. It is 16 quest points to get through. During the quest phase, reveal one additional encounter card for each player in the game, so we'll be revealing 2. After an enemy is revealed at this stage, raise your threat by X to engage that enemy. X is the enemy's threat. Each player at this stage may trigger this ability once per round. When the stage is defeating, we win. We cannot win if Pathgallen is not in the victory display, so we have to do that too. We'll have to search it for an enemy and put it into play. All right, and that is going to be the end of the quest phase. There are no enemies, so that will put us at the end of the round. We will ready everybody and refresh everybody. And I'm going to take a quick break, and I will be right back. All right, I'm back here. Here we go. All right, so we're at the top of the turn. It is our turn. We just need to get through 16 and through Pathgallon or Parthgallon. It's fine. We can do that. Should have traveled there. I messed that up. That's okay. All right, so top of the turn, we will exhaust the steward to gain 2 resources. He gains 2, and then Money Baggins here. We will also exhaust to give Tip a resource. Yeah, I can't think of what I'd be looking for in my discard pile at this point, or in my deck. I think I got pretty much everything that I need. The only thing I don't have, I don't think, is a copy of Mary. I don't have Mary there. He's still hanging out somewhere in there. But everybody else is on board. I will spend 2 here. 1 and 2. You put an Unexpected Courage. I'll put it on Boromir, just so I don't have to raise my threat to do any of the readying he might need to do if we get a whole bunch of enemies on top of us. The Galadrim's Greetings would be nice, just to make sure my threat stays down. It allows me to kind of use Boromir with impunity. I'll will Daeron's Runes to draw 2. And then discard 1. Hey, a fellowship. That actually will help. Oddly enough, that will help us. I can't play it just yet because it's a ring bearer, but next turn we can. I don't see anything else we need to do. Nothing else is critical. No, nothing else is super critical. All right, so we're going to commit to our quest. 2, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 11, 13, 14. 14 against not much. 14 against 2. Feel pretty good about that. 14 against 2 with Boromir and Legolas still up. 1 card to come. Oh, that is so huge. The Sea to Seeing. Yes, thank you very much. We will take that. So that is a 3, so we win by 11. So 11. 5, 6, 11. And we will travel to the Sea to Seeing because that is incredible for us. Make that active. All right, so Sea to Seeing, the 1 threat, 6 progress. Immune to player card effects. Is when the Sea to Seeing is explored, choose a burden card in play in the encounter deck or in the discard pile and remove it from the game. Shuffle the encounter deck. If I'm playing campaign mode, I remove that card from the pool, so I never see that son of a bitch again. I can tell you that that's probably going to be the oh, what the hell was that one? Yeah, we'll look at them all when we get there. It's not going to be eaten alive, I can tell you that much. It's not going to be that guy. All right, so we won the quest phase. We traveled to the Sea to Seeing. There are still no enemies. We burned a lot of them looking for Frodo. Then we burned through a bunch of them. So that is going to be the end of the turn. So we are ready for the next round. And standing up. In order to try to really power through, I may actually bring in Elrond here. Yeah. So we'll spend 3 here. 3. I don't have Elrond in my hand, do I? I just assumed he was there. No, he's not there. All right, so never mind. We'll just add his 3 back. Money Baggins will give a resource to Pip. Aragorn will tap the resources of Gondor. Frodo should have a resource too. He should have 2. Oh, I moved it from Frodo to Pip, so that was not how I should have done that. Alright, so Frodo will use his 2, and he'll play Fellowship, so Fellowship gets attached to him. Send that to the back, and that gives a +1 willpower to all the heroes. 1 and 1. You'd think it would do all the characters, but it's alright. Instead of Elrond, I will do Galadriel. She can show up and quest for us to give us some more quest points. And when she comes in, it says, player from my hand, search the top 5 cards of my deck for an attachment of 3 or less and put it into play. I don't know if there are any. I doubt there are, but you never know. We'll look at the top 5. Do we find Gondorian Shield? Frodo's Intuition, Gondorian Shield. I guess I can put a Gondorian Shield into play. Why not? Just in case something forces me to discard an attachment. I will put the Gondorian Shield hilariously on Pip. Because that'll be his second restricted attachment, which is fine. Just in case I need an emergency defender, I suppose, Pip can do it. Because now he defends for 3. Alright, now she can quest hard for us. Yeah, we're good. Alright, here we go. Commit to the quest. 3, 5, 7, 8, 9. 15, 18, 19. He should have +1. He's got +2 because he's got Sting. So 19. And then they will stand. He will stand. And we're ready to go. 19 against 3. And we need to win by 6. 11. Alright, here comes the card. Off the encounter deck. Boom! Panicked. Raise your threat by 3. And pass first player token. And it surges, so we raise our threat by 3. 1, 2, 3. And it surges into the Uruk-hai Hunter. He's a dick. Alright, when revealed, either choose to reveal another encounter card or the Uruk-hai Hunter makes an immediate attack. We'll just let him attack, it's fine. So he's going to come on in. Boromir will defend that. He hits for 4. No shadow card, so it bounces. And then I will ready Boromir with his Unexpected Courage. Alright, so now we resolve the quest phase. There's 2, 4 against our 19. So we won by a pile. 1 by 15, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we have won by plenty. Now we just need to get through Parthgalen and we win the game. So this gets discarded to the victory display, and we will go search for a card to remove for the forever from the a burden card to remove forever from the campaign, and that card is going to be, there's only 2 cards here, so no. That card, I believe, is going to be Shadow of Fear. This is pretty crappy. Overall, it's pretty crappy. This one sucks, especially if you're trying to like chump block, but this one, Shadow of Fear is going to go away. So Shadow of Fear, it goes bye-bye forever. Hasta la vista. Go away. Bye-bye. We hate you. You're out of here. And we will travel to Parthgallon. Parthgallon says to search the encounter deck and discard pile for an enemy and add it to the staging area to travel here. Shuffle the encounter deck. So we will travel. We will look at the encounter deck again. Look at all. There is an enemy in there, so I will take him from there. Ah. We'll close that. Add it to the staging area. Shuffle the encounter deck. There's only one card, so we're only going to get one enemy out of there today. Or one shadow card, which is good. All right, that is the end of the travel phase. So we are in the engagements. He will definitely, or the encounter phase. These both guys will definitely come in and encounter us. Boromir is up and ready. We're ready to fight him. We just need to be able to deal with it. So shadow card for one of them. No shadow card for another, because there are no cards in the encounter deck. The Boromir will defend the guy with a shadow card. He hits for 4. Shadow effect says after this attack, move the enemy to the first player's staging area. That is ours already, so it does nothing. It bounces. We discard that. His attack hits for 4. It does nothing. I will raise my threat to stand Boromir up, so he will defend the next attack and bounce it. And then I will have him also stand again. Gimli should have readied when the enemy was revealed off the deck. I will stand him up again so that he can help decimate these guys, because we are real close to winning this thing here. All right, Boromir will attack for 5. And 5 is enough to kill one of these guys, because he hits for 5. 4 gets through. His toughness takes care of 1, leaving 3. So Boromir on his own will kill 1, allowing us to draw a card with Glamdring. I'm not incorrect there. Draw a card with Glamdring. And then I will Foe Hammer to draw 3. 1, 2, 3. Not that it's really relevant, but we're doing it anyway. And then Aragorn and Legolas will combine to kill this guy. Drawing 1 for Legolas. Do I have another Foe Hammer? I do. So we'll Foe Hammer to draw. Foe Hammer here. To draw 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. All right, and that is the end of the combat phase. We have all the progress we need on the Ring Bearer sets out. We just need to get through Parthgallon to win the game. So we need to win the next quest by 4. There is 0 threat in the staging area, so we are pretty much guaranteed to win this, but we're going to go through it just like we're supposed to. So we're ready for the round. Galadriel takes a hike. Here in just a second, I will discard her. She goes bye-bye. Gets discarded. She is not destroyed. She gets discarded. I will Steward of Gondor. Get my 2 resources. Just in case something weird happens. 1, 2, 3. I will play a Galadriel's Greeting to lower my threat by 6. 6. We'll play a Fast Hitch on Frodo Baggins, just for the crap of it. Because we want to be complete here and have our complete fellowship on the board. Money Baggins will give a resource to Aragorn, and Aragorn will spend 2 to put Merry on the board. So now we have our complete fellowship. They are all present. Everybody has arrived. Merry shows up and adds +1 willpower to each of the allies. And we have our complete 8-man fellowship. And contrary to the books and movies, Boromir is going to survive this. Doesn't mean I'm going to use him again, but he'll survive it. I'm going to discard Athlos to heal Boromir and get rid of his condition attachment. So Ill Fate goes bye-bye. I will discard. No, I think we're good. All right. So we commit to the quest. We're going against 0. We need to win by 4 in order to win this thing. 3, 6, 9, 12, 16. 16 against 0. The Hobbits are going to get it done. The Hobbits and Gimli. They're going to get it done. All right, here we go. Encounter card coming. Oh, followed by Night. Peril Surge. When revealed, put the topmost enemy of the encounter deck, discard pile into play, engaged with you. Okay, so the topmost, whoever's on the top, comes at us, bro. There is none. Put the topmost enemy of the encounter deck, discard pile into play, engagement. There isn't any. Holy shit, that's like one of the few times that ever actually works out. There isn't any, so none. But it does surge, so we get another card. Bam. I hate you so bad, man. And that is why I played the Gladrum's Greeting, because I knew some bullshit like that was going to happen. Alright, so I raise my threat by 3 and draw another card. We found some more of the River Anduin. We are going to win by a shitload. Alright, we quest for 16. They have 2. We will successfully get through this quest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we won that by 14. So we have successfully broken the fellowship. Frodo has gotten away. So we will now flip over the Breaking the Fellowship campaign card. Here we go. There's a resolution. If fallen into evil is attached to a hero, add that hero to the list of fallen heroes in the campaign log. We did not discover that card. It did not come up. Thank God. The first player chooses either Followed by Night or Ill Fate to be added to the campaign pool. The chosen burden card has been earned by the players. I will choose Ill Fate because that one isn't too bad. Each player chooses one hero he controls other than the Ring Bearer or Aragorn to be taken captive. Record the name of each captive in the notes on the campaign log. And then I will read the flavor text. I would have guided Frodo to Mordor and gone with him to the end. But if I seek him now in the wilderness, I must abandon the captives to torment and death. My heart speaks clearly at last. The fate of the bearer is in my hands no longer. The company has played its part. Yet we that remain cannot forsake our companions while we have strength left. Come, we will go now. Leave all that we can spare behind. We will press on by day and dark. As Aragorn from the Two Towers, he will not allow our boy Pip, because Pip is going to get captured. Our boy Pip will go on a long journey with the Uruk-hai, who we will be encountering next week in our Lord of the Rings Saga campaign. I want to thank everybody for hanging out and watching. I do apologize for a little bit of the rocky start and the handful of errors that I made, just because it makes the game a little bit clunky. But we got through it. It went pretty good. The deck ended up finally working the way it was supposed to. It just took a little bit for it to get going. That first game was just abysmal. Man, it was bad. Next week we'll be playing the Uruk-hai, which is the 3 hunters chasing after their captive pals. We'll say Merry here and Pip, because Merry was part of our company. Those 2 got captured and are getting drug off into the wilderness. We'll be playing that next week on our Lord of the Rings stream on Tuesdays. Tomorrow we're playing Marvel Champions Captain America versus the Taskmaster. So we'll be doing that 4 p.m. Eastern. You can check out my stuff over on Broncos Gaming World on Twitch. Also over on Facebook, Broncos Gaming World on YouTube as well. I will be posting the VOD for this game over on there sometime later today. And then Thursdays, we're playing Arkham Horror LCG. And this week will be the finale of the Dunwich Legacy campaign. We miracled our way through the second to last scenario and actually went into the shadows and are going to face against, I think, I'm pretty sure, against a great old one there. So that's going to be a hell of a game. That's going to be a really great watch. So hopefully you guys can join us for that on Thursday, 4 p.m. Eastern. I appreciate everybody. Take care, and I will hopefully see you guys tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern for some Marvel Champions. Take care and have a great night, guys. Thanks.